This video is long and very talky, but hang in there. This information could save your life and your bank account. I'm Phyllis. I live in my van. Hello, my tribe. I'm in Magnolia Beach, Texas, and right now I want to talk to you about safety. I know a lot of people, especially women perhaps, are scared to camp out in the middle of nowhere. And I want you to think about what your fears are for that. But specifically right now, I want to talk to you about how what you're considering a danger is possibly not the danger. I'm camped here with a lot of other wonderful ladies. I accidentally ended up in a Lulu's Way meetup, and when I first stopped here, 3 people, 2 males, 1 female, probably early mid-20s, something like that, set up camp here. They were living in a car, and one of the ladies gave them a tent. Everyone's trying to help them. When I first saw them, I knew they were a problem. I apologize for the quality of the audio. I've got both my fans running, and there's a very loud frog or something right outside the door. But anyway, what you see or what you think of as danger might blind you to actual danger. There's 2 males, 1 female living in a car. Right there, you should get an alert. It's not, young people should be working. There's no reason for 3 young people to be living in a vehicle, like without even a tent. There's no reason unless they're on drugs or they're here to steal, or there's some reason why they're not working. There's some reason. And as soon as I saw them, and it wasn't long after that I heard the female like screaming and cussing at, I don't know, one of the men or both of them, I don't know. And then like 3 o'clock in the morning last night, I woke up like at 1:30 because I don't sleep very well. And about 3 o'clock this morning, I heard music and them talking and this wrong and cigarette butts all over the ground. Anyway, I knew they were bad news when I saw them, and these ladies just welcomed them. And you know what struck me is one of the ladies said, I had this feeling that I wanted to go lock my van. And I said, that's what you have to trust. And for a whole day, she continued to be nice to these people. And when they came back today, I'm getting ahead of myself. So they came back today, and I hadn't done or said anything before because I felt like it wasn't my place, because they were already here and already interacting with them, and you know, part of being a nomad is letting people, but people live their own lives, and it's not, some things are none of my business. But what happened today is they came back, and I was actually in my van feeling really bad, and because I've been running myself too hard lately. But when I saw them pull up, I knew that these ladies were not gonna push them out. They weren't gonna say anything, even though all of them at that point, and I'd told them before, these guys are bad news. All of them knew they were bad news because I'd had a discussion with them about them, and all of them were nice to these people. And one of the ladies, even when I saw the girl walking over to this lady's rig, I could hear what they were saying even when I was still inside with the door closed. She said, "Oh no, you're sweet, you stay here and let them go." ladies, don't talk to them. So I heard all this, so I felt like crap. I got out of the van with my dog, y'all know Buddy, and I stood there with my arms crossed. I had my hat on, my sunglasses. And they tried to talk to me. And they stopped even looking at me, and they left about 5 minutes later. Ladies, there's no mad bands of old lady rapists in the woods looking for us. That's not a thing. And if you think like home invasion in your van or rig or whatever is the danger, you're blinding yourself to real danger. They were like chatting with danger, inviting the danger in, and that's why I want to talk to you. So in this video, I want to try to teach you what I've learned. It's certainly not a comprehensive list or safety plan, but all I can do is teach you what I've learned about how to be safe. The very first thing, like I mentioned before, you have to trust that hair going up on the back of your neck. Like Buddy, did you hear him growl? He just sees something outside. You have to trust that little thing in the back of your head that tells you something's wrong. That little lizard brain in the back of your head understands danger. And what happens in the big part of your brain, what you call the thinking part, what you are, is all the stuff that makes you be nice and not trust your instincts and maybe just not pay attention. So this is the most important thing, is you have to trust that. I don't care if you see a cute little puppy. If you get a bad feeling about the situation, you get in your rig and you leave. That's it. We are actually safer than other people, normal people, sticks and bricks people, because our homes have an engine and a key. All you have to do when you feel uncomfortable is leave. I'm not saying don't carry a gun, but you don't have to carry a gun. You don't have to be a man. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be big. Your home has a key. You just get in your vehicle and you leave. That's the safest thing to do. It really, really is. That's my very first and most important lesson about being safe. So this is my friend Lena, not Lana, right?
Right.
I've never met a Lena before. And her sweet little, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. Really, it's okay. So I'm making a video now about safety and being aware, and also specifically talking about what happened today with those young people in the car. So I want my viewers to know like what to look out for and what some of the ladies here might have done wrong, or not wrong, but maybe not the best option.
Safety thing.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed is all y'all seem to notice that there was something wrong with those people, and you just kept
Helping them.
helping them and being nice to them. So why did you keep being nice to them and helping them?
Well, I've had foster kids, and they were troubled. And so troubled teenagers and young people are just something I'm used to helping.
Right.
Someone that I'm used to helping. So I thought, okay, they were put here in my path, so I'll be as nice as I can. But this is my first time camping, and I've not had to learn to protect myself yet.
But you did have a recent experience with someone else taking advantage of you, didn't you?
Yes.
So I think there's a particular risk for older people with younger people taking advantage of our kindness and our motherliness, right?
Right.
Because it's not, you know, whether those kids were yours or not, the foster kids, you cared about them. They were young people that were in your care. And we as women, we want to help people.
Right.
And we care, especially people who are younger, you naturally want to help them. And I've helped people on the road before. It's not like I don't help people, but what can happen is young people who are not good people see us as marks. And you were the specific mark with those people. They were trying to work you and Shree because they showed her a picture.
Yeah,
You look just like my grandma. And he probably went on the internet and looked for pictures that looked like her and said, "You look just like my grandma." And what that tells me is they were like looking at the long game. They were trying to work these ladies for more than just a tent or a couple of dollars in cash. I think they were looking for a mark. And I think all the ladies here, and I'm not trying to come down.
We were all being nice to them.
Yeah. And I think they saw you as vulnerable. And that's what I want to tell y'all is people who are like that can see older people as vulnerable to being manipulated and taken.
That's what the last people did. Their manipulation was that they were going to help me with my dementia husband because I couldn't get anyone else to help. And they took me big time.
Right. So it's really important to be aware, especially as women, because we're caregivers, right? We're caregivers. It's especially important for women to notice the signs. And you probably noticed that there was...
Yeah, I knew there was
because
something
you had
wrong with
troubled
them.
foster kids.
Yeah.
But we need to trust that instinct that tells us something is wrong instead of continuing to be nice. I think, at least for me, maybe not you, my parents were both from Alabama and we were raised to be seen, not heard. I mean, literally when I was a kid, you did not speak unless you were spoken to.
Right.
And what that does is we are supposed to be good all the time. And men of our generation were not raised that way, but women were. And that makes us vulnerable. So what I want you to realize, you, my tribe, is when you see something is wrong, you have to trust your instincts. You don't have to be nice to everyone. You don't. You don't have to smile all the time. You don't have to be nice.
It's hard for me not to be nice, but that's part of what, this experience is it's an experience
Learning.
of learning on taking care of myself, because I've never taken care of just myself before. So.
Right. And you said you want to talk about your marriage and what you've been going through?
I was married 10 years, and I found out that my husband was early onset dementia the day of the divorce. So I cared for him for another 10 years.
After the divorce.
And
that's what women do. We're caregivers.
Yeah. And I ended up with PTSD, caregiver PTSD, and I was crying all the time. So I had to let him go back to his kids and back to...
you had to survive.
Yeah, I had to do what
I mean, his kids should have been... You were divorced. His kids should have been having him those whole 10 years, right?
Right.
I mean, that's crazy. But that's what women do. We're caregivers. And I get that. I do the same thing. I once had a homeless guy live in my van for 3 days. He was a kid. He was a kid. I was like, you just rolled into town. You just spent the last 2 hours getting drunk at a bar. You're going to get rolled or arrested. And he was like 20 years old. So I get it. I mean, I'm not saying I don't try to help people, but you have to be selective. And you probably, did you sense
I knew
that they could have been like
be risky.
risky?
I knew that they could be risky.
Did you think they might have been like drug addicts?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I knew.
Their moods switched all the
Yeah.
time.
Plus, to me, the initial thing is 3 young people living in a car.
Mm-hmm.
They should be working. There's a reason why they're not working. So it's important, and I think one of the things that happened was we're with a whole lot of other women. We're in a wonderful free city park right on the beach, and it feels safe, and it is safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone just kind of let their guard down. I think if this had happened, like if you're with like 2 other ladies out in the woods, you'd be like,
Yeah.
but because of where we were, I think everyone got complacent.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to think it's danger just being when you're out in the woods by yourself.
I haven't done it yet.
No, but my point is, and it's so funny because right before this happened, everyone was talking about how can you go stay out in the woods by yourself. And then right after that conversation, they invited danger in
Mm-hmm.
here. And like I said before, I don't care if like a little puppy makes you feel nervous. You trust that instinct.
Yeah.
But I think because of the situation where we're all together, we're having a good time. It's like not party, but it's a get together. It's wonderful. And I think that made people let their guard down. But don't think danger is a man with a gun, a man with a knife, I'm out in the woods, a home invasion. Danger is everywhere, but it doesn't have to stop you, but you have to have your eyes open. And you have to, once you get that feeling that something is wrong, you have to do something about it.
Yeah, because I was basically doing the same thing I always did, putting other people's safety and needs ahead
Above-
of mine.
Thank you for saying that, because that's what I've done my whole life, is put everyone above me. And that, ladies, will get you, and gentlemen, will get you in trouble. I know I've got a lot of great male viewers, and I know you could do the same thing. Very nice people. You have to think of yourself first.
Honor yourself. You have to
Honor yourself. And look at it this way: you can't help other people if one bad person steals all your stuff and all your money.
Which
So-
you did me.
Yeah. So trust your instinct. You don't and you can't help the whole world. You can't. There's some point, like a few days ago, I was staying just for the day at this like city park, and there was a homeless vet there, and I delayed my trip like by 2 hours because I was trying to help him. But at the end, I realized he can't be saved. But I gave him 2 pair of socks, a shirt, and some food, a blanket, a bag to put all his stuff in, package of baby wipes. By the way, if you meet homeless people, baby wipes and socks are great. But when I realized he had some mental issues, and I couldn't help him, and I left. And it made me sad, but I'm not going to give up myself to help someone else. And I really want y'all to take in that message. And I want you to take in that message.
I'm trying.
Because you're very sweet, and that's if you hadn't been so sweet, you wouldn't have been a mark. I'm not saying don't be sweet, but don't be a mark.
Be confident.
Be confident.
Yeah.
And put yourself first, like you said. Are you like a millionaire? Well, then you can't
I
afford.
can't afford to be taken.
No, you can't afford to support everyone that you meet. Ladies, if you want to help people who are really in need, I will tell you what people who are really in need. They need clean socks, because what happens, homeless people, they can't wash their clothes. They need socks and underwear and feminine products. Like I've seen so many times, I like watching court videos, and I've seen so many times where someone shoplifts at like Walgreens, and they're stealing underwear and tampons and shampoo. I mean, these poor ladies.
Yeah, it's
Can you
sad.
imagine being homeless and not having feminine
Sad.
products? So if you really want to help people, and this is what I do, I make up packages with socks, underwear, feminine products, and baby wipes. And then
I'll
you
just
could
start
talk to
doing that
them.
myself.
Maybe if you want to give them $10, fine. But they're not your babies. And we cannot, as much as I would love to save the world, as much as you would love to save the world, we can't. But I'm telling you, if you give like personal products to homeless people, and $5, give them some money, but then they're not your responsibility, and you've really helped them. I can't tell you how much that guy appreciated those socks. It had been raining, and his feet were wet, and it was cold.
Mhm.
Those clean socks meant a lot to him. He wasn't a taker, so he was glad to have whatever I gave him. And he didn't try to stop me when I left. But we can only do what we can do.
I guess a lot of us don't think about that because, you know, I've got a whole drawer full of socks.
Yeah.
You know, a whole drawer full of underwear. And we don't think about, well, what would it be like not to have any of it?
And they can't wash their clothes. And your underwear gets soiled. Your socks get soiled. Isn't that what you would want? Clean socks, clean underwear. I always preach trusting your instincts. But these ladies knew those people were bad, and they were nice to them, gave them supplies, money and food, and were nice to them. And they stayed. And that was a mistake. And I don't want you to make that mistake. I know you're very nice people and you want to help people, but don't be nice to a car full of homeless drug addicts. Just saying.
Ain't gonna hit down here.
No, we're gonna be in perfect here.
Okay,
Gonna peter.
I got the camera on you, Dawn. Tell them they don't have to worry about moving their cars off the beach tonight.
Don't have to worry about the beach tonight. Storm's going to Mexico. Might get a high tide, but just put your boots on. She'll already understand that, huh?
Well, I think so.
I believe you. I believe you.
You know it's still running, right? Look at that, y'all. Oh my goodness.
These boots are made
Oh,
for-
and don't tell Lulu there's gators here too. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Well, you play the same
And then a
old shit,
public
but I
beach
like that.
across the street.
Oh, Tim,
Don't be
he
jelly.
put me on that.